She trusted her daughter, her own child, the person she raised, the one she sacrificed everything for, the one she thought would always protect her. And because of that trust, she made one decision, one signature, one small action that destroyed everything she worked her entire life to build. Her savings are gone, her retirement shattered, and her peace, it's long gone. If you are over 60, listen carefully. This is one of the most common ways retirees lose everything. Not because of scams, not because of strangers, but because of love without boundaries. Dave Ramsey has warned about this for decades, but most people never listen until it's too late. She's 71 years old. She spent over 45 years working. She built her life from scratch. There were no shortcuts, no lottery winnings, no inheritance, only work. Hard, exhausting work. She raised her children while holding 2 jobs. She skipped vacations. She sacrificed hobbies, comfort, rest, and dreams, all to give her family a better future. And finally, after decades of sacrifice, she retired. She wasn't wealthy, but she was safe. She had a modest pension, some savings, enough to cover her medication, groceries, utilities, and maybe a small trip here and there. She had peace. At least, she thought she did. Then one day, her daughter came with a simple suggestion. "Mom, let's open a joint bank account. That way I can help you manage things. I'll handle your bills, take care of the payments, organize everything for you. It'll make life so much easier." She hesitated for a moment. She heard Dave Ramsey warn, joint accounts with adult children are financial poison. But this was her daughter, the child she nursed, the child she raised, her baby, her family. How could she say no? Besides, what could go wrong? It was only a bank account, a simple way to make life easier. That's what she told herself, and so she signed. One signature, one piece of paper, one mistake. At first, everything went exactly as promised. Her daughter paid the bills, handled transfers, made sure everything ran smoothly. Her life felt easier. Her daughter was helpful, responsible. For months, everything seemed perfect. She even thought, why didn't I do this sooner? But that's how most of these stories start. The danger never comes all at once. It creeps in slowly, quietly. Then it began. Small cash withdrawals she didn't recognize. A few payments that didn't make sense. Purchases she never approved. Credit cards linked to her account. Personal loans being taken out, using her name. Overdrafts piling up. New lines of credit opened. New debt growing every single month. And she barely noticed until it was too late. Because every bill was still being paid. Every transaction still looked normal on the surface. But behind the scenes, the financial damage was growing like cancer. Silently. Aggressively. Dave Ramsey warns, when you give someone access to your account, you're giving them control over your entire financial future. Her daughter never meant to hurt her. At least, not at first. But when financial trouble hit, it was too easy to pull from Mom's account. I'll pay it back. It's just temporary. She'll never even notice. But the debt snowballed, and the temptation grew. Months later, everything collapsed. Her entire savings, gone. The pension barely covered living expenses. The credit cards maxed out. The personal loans defaulted. The bank froze her account due to unpaid balances. Her credit score destroyed. Collection agencies started calling daily. Legal threats arrived in the mail. Her peace turned into constant fear. At 71 years old, she now faced devastating choices. Cut her medications to afford groceries. Delay critical medical care. Sell her jewelry and personal belongings. Consider selling her home to cover debts. Borrow from friends, who were just as shocked. And her daughter. At first, she tried to fix it. But when the damage became overwhelming, she withdrew. Phone calls stopped. Visits stopped. She disappeared. Not out of cruelty, but out of shame. That's what shame does. It creates distance. Distance turns into silence. And silence turns into abandonment. Now the mother sits alone, wondering, how did I end up here? I only wanted to help my child. Dave Ramsey says, financial boundaries with family aren't harsh. They're necessary. Because love without boundaries destroys both sides. When parents sacrifice their security to save their children, they lose everything. And ultimately, the relationship often crumbles as well. Here's the brutal truth. At 60, 65, 70, You cannot recover from financial collapse. There are no fresh starts after retirement. There's no second chance to rebuild decades of savings. When your safety net is gone, you fall alone. No one comes to rescue you. So if you're over 60, listen carefully. Never open joint accounts with adult children. Never give anyone access to your retirement funds. Never assume love protects you from financial risk. Never think, it won't happen to me, because for thousands of retirees, it already has. This is why Dave Ramsey keeps repeating, the best way to love your family is to protect your own stability first. If this message hits home for you, write in the comments, I choose my financial peace. Subscribe for more financial truth, even when it hurts, because only the truth can protect what's yours.